This video is brought to you today by Ghost Tags. This is my own company that I started because I wanted a glow-in-the-dark AirTag case. These things are awesome. You can stick them on your backpack, on your dog's collar, and you will be able to find it at night. We've got two colors, blue and green. They've got great reviews. Go check them out. Links to them down below. Now on to the video. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Slim and you're watching Slimothy TV. Well, Apple's event just wrapped up earlier today and we're going to talk about the iPhone 16 Pro because I think that's probably what most of you guys want to see. Like usual, we're going to walk through the brand new iPhone 16 Pro step by step through the website that Apple has provided us. Now, this is going to go over all the new features. If you're looking for a comparison between the 16 Pro and the 16 Pro Max, which you might actually want to see, given the fact that these screens are actually bigger than the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, stay tuned to the channel. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to have a head-to-head comparison coming up hopefully tomorrow. So stay tuned. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk iPhone 16 Pro. Right away here on this main screen, you can see the brand new color, Desert Titanium. It's basically a gold color. Reminds me a lot of the iPhone 13 Pro in gold, which was my absolute favorite color. I love that phone. I still have it. It's in my collection here, the 13 Pro gold. Chef's kiss. It is so nice. Now let's talk about price. First of all, $999 for the Pro model. Price has not gone up, which is fantastic. There were a lot of leakers out there trying to convince people that it's going to change and go up. Obviously, it's saying this is the first iPhone built for AI. AI is such a buzzword at this point. Who really cares? Is the brand new camera control button, which you can, long press, double tap to get to camera controls. I don't know how useful that will be. We'll find out. 4K 120 frames per second Dolby Vision. That is going to be clutch for creators. Having 120 frames per second at your disposal with 4K is just ridiculous. Very good to see on a phone. 4 studio quality mics. That is also good. Hopefully it will cut down on wind noise when you're in a phone call. I've noticed that can be a problem sometimes on iPhones. Thickness borders yet, and the all new A18 Pro chip. That's a lot of talk, but let's go ahead and see what else there is. Obviously, we're gonna have the 16 Pro in Desert Titanium, 256 gig in studio on day one. Not this Friday, but the next Friday. We have a ton of different accessories from different case makers and companies to show you guys. You're gonna wanna see that. Now, huge leap in battery life, game on. We'll have to see about that in real life, but there should be a sizable amount of better battery life in these phones because they have increased the size. The A18 Pro chip should be a little bit more battery efficient. Okay, here are the colors. Right now, we've got all of them. Let's go to black. That's black titanium, white titanium, natural titanium, which was my favorite color last year. But now, desert titanium. That looks so good. All right, so obviously it's titanium. Here, I believe the Pro models are a little heavier than last year's 15 Pro, which felt crazy lightweight. But you can see right here, it's refined microblasted finish. Titanium has one of the highest strength to weight ratios of any metal, making these incredibly strong and impressively light. So very excited to see that. Here's some more pictures of it. And if we scroll down just a bit here, you'll be able to see 6.3 inch and 6.9 inch displays. So it's gonna be a little bigger than last year's as far as the display goes. Also, I believe the phone dimensions are bigger, but we will verify that. 16 Pro is splash resistant, dust resistant, 2 times tougher than any smartphone glass, according to them. Apple AI tools to kind of write your emails for you, which I think is lame. Recording notes and transcripts, that's cool. Priority messages and mail. I mean, honestly, I go through all my emails, so I don't really, if someone is sending me something that's priority, I don't think it's going to be an email. So I think that's an overblown kind of thing, but hey, it is what it is. Go deeper on camera control. We don't really care about that because all the videos I've seen of this, it's pretty basic. It's a camera button. You can go through a couple different settings in your camera. It can take some photos, but that's about it. It's a button. Let's not get it twisted here. 4K 120 frames per second. I think that's great. Audio mix, make your voice heard. Now this seems pretty cool if it works properly. So using AI, I believe, and also the fact that this has 4 microphones now, we should be able to switch our audio at any time on the fly. So you got standard audio, in-frame audio, studio, and cinematic, depending on the type of audio that you want to get, or at least portray in your video. So that's really cool if this works properly, which I think Apple will get it to work properly. I think this is going to be a killer feature that's going to be kind of an underrated feature. I think this could be big. All right, shot on iPhone 16 Pro. Yeah, the weekend they did a whole music video there. New 48 megapixel ultra wide camera. That is nice to see because the ultra wide camera on the 15 Pro left a little bit to be desired, to be honest with you. All right, moving on here. Yeah, so you can kind of see the different sizes here. So we got macro, 13, 24, 28, 35, 48. Oh, it's glitching out. 120. And yeah, the 5x telephoto camera is now on the Pro, not just the Pro Max, which is awesome. In fact, the only difference between the Pro and the Pro Max this year is price, battery, and screen size. And obviously the starting price. That's it. Everything else is the same, which is crazy. I'm so glad that Apple did that. You should not have to carry around a freaking tablet to get more features. The Pro model is the absolute best size. Pro Max is ridiculous. Choose your photographic style. So there's more photographic styles. You can see them here. It's kind of a gimmick. I don't really care about that at all. Never have, to be honest. We're almost halfway done here. So let's see what else we got. The A18 Pro chip. Now, this is obviously Apple's bread and butter for this new AI stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the AI stuff, to be honest. I've been beta testing iOS 18, 18.1. There's nothing in here that's crazy. In fact, some of the AI summarized notifications kind of piss me off a little bit. I find that I'm not actually checking my notifications as much, which it's a good and it's a bad thing because I'm still swiping them away, but now I'm just not reading them. So I'm missing things. I don't know about that. At first I thought it was cool, but the more I use it, the more I start to wonder if this Apple AI stuff is actually a good thing or a bad thing. Let's hope it's a net positive. All right, it's got a 16-core neural engine, which it's gonna need, 6-core CPU, 6-core GPU, nearly 20% increased in total system memory bandwidth, which is obviously needed for all this AI because it needs to be able to do these computations on the fly. So we got compare with, what do you want to compare it with? Let's do the 15 Pro. 15% faster 6-core. What does this say? 60%. I mean, it's crazy if you're going against these old phones. That's what I'm coming from, 15 Pro. That's still some pretty good spec bumps if you ask me. Gaming in a whole new light, all right. Apple is claiming up to 2 times faster hardware accelerated ray tracing, which if true could be pretty cool. The iPhone 15 Pro was already really good at gaming, but if this is really, twice as good with ray tracing, that could make actually a decent difference in gaming. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't really play games anymore, so I might have to force myself to play some games to test that out. Up to 4 more hours of battery. Now, this is something that people are actually going to care about. Thank you, Apple, for finally giving us a bigger battery with more performance. So this battery in these new phones, it's up across the board. From the 16, 16 Pro Max, 16 Pro or 16 Plus, they all have bigger batteries and they all get better battery life. But if you think about this for a minute, not only is the battery life going up, the A18 Pro chip should be more efficient as well. But on top of that, think about all of the AI stuff that's gonna go on in the background. And it's still getting better battery life. That is something to commend Apple for. Now, if you're doing AI all the time, is it gonna actually drop faster? Who knows? But in general, battery life should be much, much better on these phones. And I'm super, super excited to try these out. And I personally don't even have issues with the 15 Pro. Like, I think it's totally fine. But seeing something that's gonna be even better, hey, let's do it. On top of that, you can even use MagSafe chargers now for even faster wireless charging up to 25 watts with a 30-watt power adapter or higher, enabling up to 50% charge in 30 minutes. That's pretty dang good. All right, next section, iOS 18. We've covered this at length on the channel, so I think you can go watch our other videos if you wanna see about this. It's nothing crazy. You can personalize your home screen more like this, dark mode, choose your controls, Photos app. I think when people see it, they're gonna be a little bit shaken. Let's just say that. When the average normies see that their whole Photos app is different now, it's gonna be a little weird. And then we've got, different text effects and stuff like that. There's a lot more to that. Now, here's something that I think is a game changer for Apple. I've already been talking about this in some of my other iOS 18 videos. No signal, there's a satellite for that. That is a bold statement to say. Now, Apple is going to allow people to send iMessages or messages via satellite if you don't have cellular or Wi-Fi. So if you're totally off the grid, this is not for emergencies necessarily. You can just text your mom, hey, what's for dinner while you're in the middle of the woods. Whatever you want to text, supposedly it's going to be free. Now, we haven't heard that Apple's going to start charging for satellite at all for the 14s, which will be 2 years old now. So I don't know if anyone else has heard that. No one's talking about this at all. They said it'd be free for 2 years for the emergency SOS on satellite for the 14 Pros. Well, guess what? They've never charged anything. And I still have a 14 Pro laying around here. We got pretty much every iPhone laying around. They've never charged anything. Now, I don't use satellite, but I don't think Apple's necessarily going to charge for this, at least at this time. This is great, especially for people that prep or just get prepared for things that could happen. If there is a total grid down situation where there's no cellular and there's no Wi-Fi, no electricity, in theory, the satellite should still be up and working. And you could text someone that also has, an iPhone with satellite. So instead of having to buy a sat phone for an incredible amount of money and then paying like $100 a month for it, this is free. Roadside assistance via satellite, that is cool as well. That's already been kind of going around. Now it says it's free for 2 years with 16 Pro. That's what it says. So it is what it is. Designed to make a difference, environment stuff. No one really cares about that. All right, privacy, Apple Intelligence. This is where people have to draw. Eventually people are going to have to draw the line. So I'm a privacy guy. I'm a cybersecurity guy. There has to be a line at some point where we say, okay, enough's enough with the AI, because at some point it's going to be so invasive that there's no turning back. And I think we already probably hit that point, unfortunately. So we have to trust that Apple is going to do the right thing and keep our data private and secure. Will they do it? Who knows? Do you want to take the risk? Well, I guess get the new iPhone. There's a new passwords app. And then one of the new features that I actually really like is you can now choose and control what contacts you give an app. There's some other little things here. What else? Oh yeah, there's screen mirroring, and yeah, here's how you can buy it. And of course, you can get the iPhone 16 Peasant Edition for $799 or the 16 Pro for $999. So there's a $200 delta. You know, you kind of got to choose what you want, but you can see the differences here. I mean, not too dissimilar. You got, you know, Apple Intelligence A18 Pro versus A18, 6-core versus 5-core. You got much better cameras here, and you got longer playback with a bigger battery. But that is a quick overview of the Pro. But next up, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you guys the differences between the Pro and the Pro Max, because I think a lot of people are going to get confused this year due to the size difference. And that would be bad for you to get the brand new phone and have to return it and get the other size. I've been there. I did that with the iPhone 6. I bought the, what was it called back then? The iPhone 6 Plus. I bought that thing, and 3 days later I returned it and had to get the regular 6. I've never looked back. Hate the bigger size. It is absolutely horrendous. It doesn't even feel like an iPhone. It feels like some Android garbage, in my opinion. But anyways, enough with my rant. I'm going to go over the differences here in the next video, so check that out right after this one. Peace.